Hello, how you guys doing? I am back. I am back for another segment for you guys. And today, the topic of discussion is what is HR and why every RSA needs it. My name is Pam Grace, and I am here with ClearSift Solutions. And if you're running a residential service agency and you've wondered, do I really need an HR? And is this for me? Yes, this topic is for you. Okay. It is very much for you. So stay tuned as we really pull back the layers so that you can really understand HR. A lot of agency owners think HR is just about hiring, firing, and paperwork, right? There's like, hey, I could do that myself. Or hey, I have a front desk assistant or an admin that can go ahead and do that. Or hey, we have a partner like ADP. We have Gusto, we have Bamboo HR, right? We have Ripple and all these other different, what we call HRIS systems that can help us do the HR job. But to be honest, it is more than just hiring, it's more than just firing, and it's more than paperwork. Okay. If you're doing HR right, HR can become your biggest secret weapon for growth, retention, and long term sustainability. So let's talk about what HR really is, why this matters to you more than ever right now, and how Clear Shift can help you redefine HR in your healthcare business. Okay. We really want you to help. We want to help you redefine HR in your healthcare business. And so, a lot of times I've known in the market space that when you're in the seat of the employee and you're being hired, you have a different appreciation for the corporation, for processes, for how they're running business. And you're actually a little bit more mindful and in tune about what is a good workplace, what is not a good workplace. But when you shift and go into the hat of being a business owner, some of those value-based logistics that matter to you as an employee almost no longer matters to you as much as an employer, because now your frame of work is different, right? Your view is different, and also the responsibility is different. And so, my call of action to you as we really deep dive into what is HR and why is it important for your business and your healthcare business, I want you to bring in the elements that you like about HR from those organizations that you enjoyed working for. So when you were employed full time and you're an employee, what was that amazing organization that you just loved? That you respected, that you admired their team, their leadership, their organizational structure. And it could be one organization or it could be aspects of multiple organizations. Like, hey, I like what so and so did here. I love this experience here. I love their paperwork and ease here. I love their use of technology here. I love the personability here. You know what I mean? Like, really be able to pull from your personal experience, because then you can transfer that into what is going to be necessary for your business when it comes to implementing HR and creating an experience for your staff, which will in turn create an experience for your clients. Okay. So, what is HR? Human resources is the infrastructure that supports hiring the right people, onboarding them correctly, paying them fairly and legally, giving them structure, support, and feedback, and protecting your business with policies, compliance, and documentation. In short, it's the operating system for your people and your business. Okay. Many people will look at HR as like HR favors the employer, or in some companies, HR favors the employee. In essence, the HR personnel is supposed to be a neutral party that seeks the best interests of both parties, right? Seeks the best interest of the employer, the company, and the corporation, and seeks the best interest of the employee. Okay. Essentially, that is what it's supposed to be. But in essence, you have to look at it as the core operating system for your people. And I'll go on to say for your business. Okay. It's also an operating system that protects your asset. So your business is your asset. Your employees are your asset, right? And the current and future return on your business are your asset, right? And so you want to be able to mitigate risk as much as possible. And having an internal HR helps you to do that while you can focus on growth, et cetera, et cetera. Also, it makes sure that they're helping you, again, focus on compliance and operational elements and documentation, because in the event of XYZ, ideally you're protected, right? Ideally, everyone that has, we're following the employee handbook, right? We're following the company policy and procedures. We're in line with industry standards. We're in line with federal and state and even county regulatory standards, right? And in order to make sure that those things are done, HR is in essence the enforcer, right? They have everything here and they help to enforce to make sure certain things are happening in alignment with the organizational mission and vision, right? Also, I would like to insert here that over time, the value and essence of HR has been growing a lot. Before, you know, I need to take leave, or hey, I had this incident on the job. I need to file, a complaint, or I need to access my benefits or short-term disability, etc. But it is a lot more expansive than what you guys think. And as a business owner, you really have to know the elements of your core C-suite personnel. Okay. Now, regardless of the size of your business, you still need to have a C-suite group, whether you're hiring someone externally and you have them on retainer, whether, you have your core people like accountants, you have attorney, if you have maybe business mentors, et cetera, coaches, but you definitely need to have HR, right? You need to have that. What they call chief human resource officer, you need to have one of those on your team. Okay. I cannot stress that enough. And it is extremely, extremely, extremely important for your long-term business success. All right. Also, I think this will be valuable. So I'm going to take a moment just to give you also a highlight of some of the core functions of HR. So recruitment and selection, training and development, performance management, employee relations, employment law and compliance, compensation and benefits, administration, payroll, and HR system. I'll also go in and say, they're also like your strategic arm when it comes to being able to, like your strategic HR, basically, they help align HR with overall arching strategic business goals, etc. So essentially, they're like your business partner to make sure that your success is happening and people are doing what they're supposed to do and everything is happening. So huge, 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 huge element of your business. As I said, I think in a previous video, I would say HR is more like your skeleton, like your foundational element of any healthy business has a strong HR. Okay. All right, let's go into it. So HR is not just paperwork. Is not only when needed when something's going wrong, and is not a big company luxury. Okay? In fact, smaller agencies, it is important that HR becomes extremely important because it's for every person, for every process, for every check, HR matters, right? So it does matter to smaller size businesses. And the complexity of HR grows as your company grows as well. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Why RSAs need it more than ever? With HB 39, House Bill 39, Medicaid compliance and increased audits for Maryland RSAs are under more pressure than ever. Here's what good HR helps you avoid: wage violation. And let me go ahead and insert this. Although this HB 39 is here and it will be in effect, January 1st, 2026, I must say that if you're a business owner, have employees, you're still under employment labor law. I mean, from the day you started your business and hired someone, right? You are under labor law compliance from the day you started hiring someone. Okay. And so I want you to know that compliance has always been there. And some of you guys may be flying under the radar, but at any moment that the IRS decides to audit anyone, or anytime something happens, or there's an incident of some sort, or there's a report, trust me, they will be in there and they'll be looking at everything. And if things do not line up, right, you could put your business in a lot of legal costs, legal trouble, and also risking the success of your business, or in fact closure of your business, right? Because you may not be able to sustain it with legal fees and this and that, etc. And so I want you to understand that regulatory compliance has always been here. It was here when you submitted your policy and procedures, right? In alignment with the Kumar regulatory compliance, right? And so, if you have multiple lines of services or multiple lines of licenses, you have regs that are associated with that, right? And you submitted policies in alignment with those regs, right? And in those policies, what you have committed, like, hey, I will fulfill XYZ. Now, when it comes time, whether it's 6 months down the line, 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, at any time, you're eligible for an audit. Okay. And trust me, if they find one thing, they're going to be finding more and more and more and more. And so I don't want you guys to just be thinking that, oh my gosh, this is out of the blue. No, at all times, you should have always been compliant. But now I think it's more of a level of urgency, more than ever, to become more compliant. So if you haven't been, this is your perfect time to start. So with HB 39, as I mentioned before, Medicaid compliance and increased audits in Maryland RSAs are under more pressure. More pressure, more eyes, more emails, more everything. They're hiring personnel as well for this act. Okay, trust me. They are hiring. The Maryland Department of Health are hiring people in particular for this. So you won't be surprised if there's a shift, or you get, hey, we want to see this, or hey, we notice this is going on. Trust me. And I'm sure they're going to have certain alerts in their system as well. Do not be surprised. So as you're preparing, trust me, on the other end, they're preparing too. Okay. And so these are things that I want you to think about to avoid, that HR can help you avoid. So as I mentioned, wage violation, classification errors. So 1099 versus W-2, incomplete employee files. Okay. Sometimes you're in a rush. You just need to get somebody on the job, right? You got a call. This is a good case. Maybe a support planner reached out to you. You said, yes, we'll take it. And you said, yes, I'll take it, before you even have an employee in mind. And so maybe you're sending text messages out and doing this and doing that. And you may be like, look, we'll get to that later. We'll get to the paperwork later. I know I've been in this business for a long time, and I know how many times people try to come back to something and oftentimes forget, right? And so I want to make sure that you understand that you're having complete employee files is important. High turnovers, okay? That's what HR can help you avoid as well. Having a really strong recruitment process, and people that align with your business, and people that are compliant, like they're eligible to work. Sometimes you just grab people off the street and hire them. Like, I just need to put you on this case. Are you kind? Can you do this, do that? Do you have a record? And you just throw them onto the case because it's just a companion case. I understand. Okay. But it's important to have people that have the competencies and the licensure and work experience to fulfill those roles. Okay. And so when you don't do some of those key elements appropriately, that could lead to high turnover. And there's other elements that lead to high turnover. Also, communication and moral issues. Those can also be core issues in a company. If there's a lack of company culture, lack of communication, people come in and as much as you're interviewing someone, they're interviewing you too. How professional are they? Do I understand what my job is? Do I know where I need to go? Do I have this and this and that? Like, you want to make staff members, new and current, feel as comfortable and as confident as you, because you're setting the tone. And if they see any areas of opportunity to to do otherwise or to cut corners, trust me, they will. Okay. And here's what we can help you create. Okay. With ClearShift, we can help you create sustainability, staff retention, smooth onboarding, legal protection, and also foundation for scale. Again, HR is here to help you scale. Once again, is an alignment. Strategic HR is aligns with strategic company goals. And I trust me, everyone's company goals is to grow. Okay. So the rate of growth, again, is dependent on how healthy your business is. And so HR can help you clean some things up and really position you to meet those organizational objectives. Okay. So what Clear Shift HR services includes, um, we're more than just consultants. We act as your HR team. So some of the offers that we offer is workforce compliance assessment. Okay, if you just want us to come in and just assess what is going on before you pay for anything, that is perfect. We can do an assessment, employee handbooks and onboarding policies, right? Benefit strategy and vendor support, timekeeping and payroll system support. So make sure you have the right systems and making sure that everything works and you have somebody that understands these systems. That's very important. Manager coaching and retention planning. So maybe you as the owner is busy, but you have administrator, you really want to make sure they get coached up and understand certain things. We can do leadership training, retention planning, right? And the way you can do, and that also comes with some elements of data analytics. How are we measuring our data? Do we even know what's going on in our business? Because remember, data helps you make informed decisions. If you do not have a data tracking system, if data is not being inputted or on a manual or automatic base where data capturing is happening, then you cannot have a really strong view on what's going on in your business. Okay. Also, ongoing HR support. We can offer that also on a retainer base. But our core services are focused around quick and simple turnkey solutions to help you become compliant. Okay. How do we come in, get to know what's going on with your business, figure out some of the holes that you guys have and help you fix that, and then put you off on a way and make sure that you are in compliant, things are ready to go and you're good to go, right? Ideally, that's what we're looking to do, right? We want to come in and support you and your staff towards compliance and then also towards long-term success. All right. But of course, after our services are performed in regards to making sure that we make sure you're compliant, we also want to be able to help you on an ongoing basis to meet your organizational objectives. All right. So the HR equation, I say a good HR equals staff clarity plus compliance plus culture. Okay. So in essence, that means better audits, lower turnovers, happier employees, more consistent care, long-term business health. Good HR is good business. That's what I'm saying. Good HR, strong HR is good business because it is tied to revenue, isn't tied to company culture, is tied to your success, and it's really tied to ease. You want your company to be able like a well-oiled machine, boy. You want when people come and experience your company, whether it's a staff or a new client, it feels boom, 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 boom. And there's a flow and there's an energy and there's a way and there's a style and it's consistency. Everyone knows this company, Chick-fil-A. It doesn't matter if you're in Arizona to Cali to New York to Texas. Chick-fil-A is Chick-fil-A. That chicken is the same. The quality is the same. Customer service is the same. If they make an error, they're always very kind and apologetic and willing to serve. I want you to adopt that same type of model. Why is every franchise, whether this corporate or franchise owned, corporate owned or franchise owned, the same? Because they have a strong system. System wins. Strong systems win. Being able to change and be agile and adjust wins, right? Being able to have good HR and treat your people, you're going to win, right? And so this is your opportunity to think corporate, okay? Think corporate. Don't think small business. Think, hey, I'm building a corporation. And with every corporation started with one. one employee, one person, and they built on that. So whether you have a team of 100 or 200 or 500, or whether you have a team of 10, it does not matter. The core fundamentals of a good business is still the same. Okay. And so I want you to understand that we are ready to support you and to help you grow. So if you want to grow in this moment of change, then you need to partner with Clear Shift, because we're ready to help you make a clear shift in your business. And you don't have to do this alone. You're going to have a team of partners. We have a full HR team, experts in the business that know what they're doing they know what they're doing. We have an amazing team of partners as well that is here and ready to support all of our clients as well, from law partners, accounting partners, HRIS system partners, right? We have everything that you need. So don't hesitate. Reach out to us, okay? So we're here to help you. Reach out to us via email at hello@clearshiftsolutions.com. I also highly encourage you to go to our website, clearshiftsolutions.com. Everything is very simple. We believe in transparency, so you'll be able to see that and understand exactly what we're doing. And also, if you're interested in learning more or booking a free consult, I would encourage you just to press that book a consult, get some information from us, and we can go ahead and book an appointment with you to learn more about your business. Okay. But we're really excited to work with you. Also on our website, press subscribe. We have weekly newsletters that go out with more information. And so we want to make sure that we are your core resource partner for more information. Okay. Everything to do with RSA, everything to do with running a healthy healthcare, home care business. Okay. Also, don't forget, subscribe. We need y'all to subscribe. Subscribe. Help us grow. Help us share the word. Help us share the word of what we're doing. If you like this, share this with your friends. Put it in your group chats. Let everybody know what's going on, because we'll be having weekly insights happening here on our channel. Everything from workforce compliance, caregiver retention, smart growth strategies for your business. And so come back, and we look forward to seeing you. Till next time. Don't forget, make a clear shift.